Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. Welcome to this week's episode of Australian Culinary Adventure with Adrian May. And by this week, I mean the only episode ever. I'm sorry I didn't post last week. I kind of got caught up with uni and, I was going to say school, but that's the same thing. Uni, and I was a bit sick still, and still am, evidently. And I'm very sorry, and I'm here now, and I think it was kind of good that last week was just kind of a write-off week. So I'm going to talk to you about uniquely Australian foods, apparently. First up is the iconic Australian yeast extract called Vegemite. It's delicious to Australian people. Everyone else hates it. Oh man, it smells so good. It's a black spread to go on toast and bread and rolls, and that's about it. So it's pretty nice. But apparently, oh yum. Only Australian people like it because it's quite strong, and everyone I know who has never tasted it before and has then tasted it has thought it was unpleasant. But it's delicious, and if you ever come to Australia, you have to try some. If you may have already tried some. I don't know. While I was traveling, I saw a few places that had them. But yeah, you should taste it and stuff. It's good. Another thing we have is, like, this isn't uniquely Australian, but the brand is aeroplane jelly. So these are just jelly crystals, but this is a specifically kind of iconic Australian brand of jelly. And it has a little jingle that I'm not going to sing for you, but I'm sure you can look up on the internet if you look up aeroplane jelly jingle. I like aeroplane jelly. I lied. I said I wasn't going to sing it for you. Another thing that is apparently uniquely Australian that I found out while Googling is we invented a coffee called a flat white, which is basically just a cafe latte, but in a, not in a glass, in a mug. And it has a bit less foam, but I don't think that's true. But yes, so it's basically just exactly a cafe latte but in a mug, and it's called a flat white. So if you come here and you want a coffee and you want to sound Australian, ask for a flat white. And the final thing that I have is lamingtons, which I understand are Australian. That's not the final thing, there are other things I've just remembered, but lamingtons are like this really light sponge cake. Excusez-moi. This really light sponge cake covered in like a chocolate thing, not hard chocolate, soft chocolate, kind of like an icing but thinner, and it soaks into the sponge a little bit, and then rolled in, coated in coconut shavings, I guess. And they're really good, and apparently they're Australian. We also have a brand of cookie called Tim Tams, which everyone really likes. I'm not that big a fan of, but they're basically just chocolate cookies, and they're really nice, but they're, you know, not amazing. And I think that's about it. We do have another iconic Australian food that's not uniquely Australian. Australians eat a lot of meat pies, which if you say it to someone in America, they have no idea what you're talking about, because the only pies Americans have are like sweet pies, but these are just like steak pies and chicken pies and steak and mushroom pies, and now I want a pie. But apparently Australians eat a heck of a lot of pies. So I think that's all. That's my food. I'm sorry that I didn't post. I'm looking forward to your thingy-madoodly bob next week, Joanna, and have excellent weeks, everybody. And I will see you on tomorrow, Sweden.